Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, November 29th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we'll get started shortly. There's a couple of things here to update. And we should be on our way. Hey, Kenny, morning. All right, a few more things here to update. Looks good. One last thing down here, and I think we're good to go. All right, let me get this link sent out in the other groups. Looking at US30 this morning, it looks pretty bearish. So we'll see how this plays out, in the next couple of minutes or so. Let's get this link sent in the social media as well. There's one more thing to post right here. And we should be good to go. Morning, Maria. All right. Solid. So I got everything all set up right here, guys. Looks like people are still making their way in. So good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, November 29th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. Looking over here real quick at US30, just from a bird's eye view, it looks pretty bearish. The 10 minutes bearish here, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute's bearish. Looks pretty bearish overall. So check this real quick. We'll see what happens when the market opens. But for the most part, it looks like price might be shifting down. I mean, looking over here on the 4-hour, looks like it's trying to shift to the bottom side as well. But I'll take a look at the news because I think there's news today. So we'll see, how is that affecting the market? Hey, Patricia, morning. Hey, T. Hey, Aaron. Says to pull that, says to pull that def market thing when the market opens. Yeah, we'll open that up. Morning, Karen, morning, everybody. So let me just go over here and mark everything up real quick as we get started. So everything looks fine right here. 6:25 right now. Looking over here at the news this morning. So today's Tuesday, November 29th. Looking over here at the news real quick. News over here was at 6 o'clock. It was low impact, pretty neutral. So we had news at 7, then we had news at 6, then we have news at 7. That's about it. So let me go over here and mark up the news at 6 o'clock today, which was not too long ago. Right there. So we got the news right there. We have news came up at 7 right here, so I'll mark it up as well. I'll go ahead and mark it up over here too so that we don't forget. There's news price there. News price at 6 o'clock. Plus we got news coming up here at 7 o'clock. All right, solid. We have the market open up shortly in about 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and mark up the overall direction of price today, which is looking pretty much bearish for the most part. So looking over here at the retail sentiment, it is currently 69% short. Fundamentals are currently 69 and 30 points in the red. Fundamentals are currently negative 30 points. So it's not very bearish just yet. I mean, it could be bearish later, but it's still on its way. Looking over here at the 4 hour, it's still it's not bearish yet. It's still bullish. My guess is that price is going to be pretty bullish. I mean, pretty bearish for the beginning of the week, and then as we get closer to NFP, it's going to swing back up. It's just setting up for Friday. So it's probably going to be bearish for the rest of the week to some extent, but I think eventually it's going to swing back up on Friday. So pretty much bearish across the board right here. But it does conflict with the overall direction because retail sentiment is currently 69% short. So that's going to be an issue because we don't have everything aligned, right? So when I'm looking for the breakout this morning, I'll probably look for a sell, but I'm going to keep track of these red flags here, the sessions. I'm also going to keep track of the candle types because this could be a fake out since we have overall long-term direction for a sell, but short-term is going to be bearish here. So we'll see what happens when the market opens. I'll have the definite market open right here so we can see the order types that are coming in. If we get a lot of sell orders placed right here, then price will probably continue dropping. If we get a lot of buy orders here, then it'll probably go and do the opposite. Hey, sir. Morning, everybody. So market is opening in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Short-term bias is bearish. Long-term bias is bullish. 4-hour trend's bullish. Retail sentiment 69% short. So in the long term, we're expecting it to be bullish still, but we'll see what happens right here when market, officially opens. But looking over here on the 10, it's bearish. 5 minutes bearish. 1 minute's bearish as well. So what we're looking for is a retracement and continuation back down on open. So that's pretty much what we're waiting for. But all right. So market is opening in about 40 seconds, guys. As I mentioned, I typically don't like taking the breakout when not all of these are aligned, and they're not aligned today. So I don't know if I'll take the breakout today. I'll look for sells in the short term, look for buys in the long term. So the problem here is that even if I look for a buy, there's a lot of red flags here, right? We have the Asia low right here. We have news price. We have the New York low right here. We're also going to have opening price coming up shortly in the next 20 seconds. But we'll see where it goes. I'm going to look over here at the order flow to see if we get a lot of orders for sells or if we get a lot of orders for buys. And then we'll just take it as is. Our NZD USD position here is like around an entry point. It was in profit. I didn't have time to move my stop loss in profit, so it's still running on my end. And the market is now open, guys. So this is the opening candle right here. Let's see. I'm looking at the order flow right here to see where the orders are coming in from. Looks pretty mixed right now at the moment. There's not really a lot of one-sided orders at the moment. So we're getting orders in both directions right now. We do currently have a sell signal. So if we get a strong red candle, that will technically be the breakout. However, it's touching the sessions right here. So it's going to be a bit of a risky move. So technically, I'll just mark it up as a breakout, but I don't think I'm going to be taking it just yet. It's like literally in the middle of all the red flags here. And there's just not really much of a direction as of yet. So yeah, this candle here is going to close. Actually, it didn't close as a strong red candle. There's still no breakout yet that's confirmed. I'm looking at the order flow over here. I mean, it's a mixed bag. It's like a lot of sell orders and a lot of buy orders, but the sell orders are dominating right now. It looks like I'm looking at the numbers right here, a lot of big numbers for sells. So looks like this here might close. And if it does close, this would technically be the breakout. I'm looking at the numbers here, basically whichever side has the bigger numbers and continuous big numbers. That'll probably confirm it. Let me just delete. Let me turn off annotations over here. It looks like Eunice accidentally drew on the. All right, how do I turn off annotations? There we go. All right, so we still don't have the sell signal yet, guys. I mean, not sell entry. We need a strong red candle, which we obviously don't have here. Price is pushing right back up. If we get a buy signal here, this may technically be the swing to the upside, possible buy for the breakout. So we still don't have a buy signal. We have a pending buy signal right here. I'm looking at order flow as price comes in further. But there still isn't much confirmation just yet. I mean, it's pretty mixed. We'll have a big number on the blue side, big number on the sell side. It's just one back and forth. It looks like the buys here are definitely starting to stack up though. So if that's the case, then we might get a confirmation here and this might shift to a buy instead of a sell. But as you can see, this is why I didn't feel comfortable taking the breakout today. I mean, there hasn't even been a breakout, but you guys can see how price is moving. There's no clear direction set. Short-term direction is bearish. Long-term direction is bullish. Even if it does push up here, you know, it comes and hits the sessions. So still waiting for it, but we don't have that confirmation just yet. I'm going to wait for the breakout to actually close. And then once it does close, I'm going to look at the order flow here to see if it's going to have the strength to continue pushing it in that direction. You know, if it does, then, you know, I can possibly take like a partial move, but if not, then it's going to sit tight. It's 6:33 right now. So we got about 2 minutes until the breakout is over. You know, the breakout has to happen within the first 5 minutes. If we don't get it, then no breakout. But we'll see. Patricia's asking if I can show her where that order flow is. For this order flow, you need to pay for the data. Patricia, I don't think you can have this, or you can check it. It's right here. It's the last button. You can check it on currency.com or whichever broker you're using, but I don't think all brokers offer it. I'm paying for the actual data here for the CME, basically the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So I have the actual data. This is paid data on YM. If you pull up YM and you're not paying for it, then you're going to have delayed data. It's going to be like 10 minutes delayed. So just FYI, but you can find it right here. It's this last button. It's called depth of market, just like MT4. So this might be the breakout right here, guys, if it closes. Yeah, so this right here is the breakout. I'm looking over here at the order flow to see, you know, if the orders continue to come in. If they continue to come in for a buy, then could possibly take it for, you know, partial move to the upside, which should be speculative. But yeah, this would technically be the you know, obviously the breakout here. I'm looking at the numbers here. If these numbers keep stacking up, because if they keep stacking up on the buy side, then this would possibly keep pushing up even higher, which it did. I actually took a speculative trade there, guys. So I did exactly what I mentioned. I said I was going to wait for the breakout. If the breakout closed, I was going to see if the numbers here stacked. It's stacked. I went for a quick 100 pips and hit my TP. So I locked in about 1,060. Nice. Okay, Patricia. Yeah, great. So if you paid for it, you can just click on this right here. Just make sure you have YM open, the future data. And then you can pull it up right there. So guys, we did exactly what we talked about yesterday. Seth, I don't know if you took advantage of it, but I was looking at the numbers here. I was seeing bigger numbers on the blue side. So I just saw like a 6-to-1 to like a 7-to-1, a 10-to-1. I was like, okay, this is going to push up at least 100 pips, right, to hit my TP. So what I did was I took a quick little scalp within the move here. And it hit my TP. So I'll take a screenshot of my profits. I typically don't do that, but this order flow is like, it's key, guys. It's like, it does have a lot of benefit, especially when you're trying to scalp and day trade. So here are my profits on all my accounts. I locked in 1,060 off my main account, 1,010 off my FTMO copier, 1,060 on all three MFFs right here, and then 1,070, I believe, on my TFF. I'm not in this position right here, guys. I just took it for a small little push because I was looking for the breakout to provide its entry, and then I was looking at order flow over here to see if like orders were actually following the breakout, which I did see, and I caught it for a quick little push. So I'm not in this position. I'm marking it up or following it, but I'm not going to take it for the full move. I just don't feel comfortable taking the breakout yet because, obviousness of the mixed bias over here. Short-term bias is bearish, long-term bias is bullish. So it's just not a safe trade to take. So I'll keep the alert here. So if and when it does hit, we'll be alerted. But we'll be looking for other entries here as price continues to move along. So just give me one moment over here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll follow this. We'll just keep looking at order flow over here because it's still currently in a buy. Looking over here at the other time frames, this hasn't closed yet. So we still have about 3 minutes for this 10 minutes to close. If this closes, then we can start shifting for a buy. But at the moment, we don't have that yet. So we'll just keep looking at the breakout for now until the 10-minute closes in the next couple of minutes. And then we can start looking for, more possible entries in that direction. So let me just take a screenshot of my profits real quick. So I can post that up. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up. And you can keep looking at the order flow over here as well to see if, this is probably going to keep pushing up, which it might, but I'm not taking chances today, obviously. I'm just going to get in and out when I can. That's the key thing about the golden number, right? The 100 pips that I usually go for. If you know where momentum is going, it'll push at least 100 pips. So, I should give you peace of mind when taking entries most of the time. So. All right, still pushing up. Basically, what I'm looking at, guys, at this order flow, I'm just looking at these two numbers here. If I see like a bunch of bigger blue numbers, then I'm like, okay, price probably going to push up. If I see a bunch of red numbers that are bigger than the blue numbers, then I'm pricing price go down. So I'm only looking for the first, 3 to 5 numbers there to come up. And then if they're all in one direction, it's riding momentum with it. So that's the main thing to focus on and look at. Let's see, here's my TFF. All right, solid. So let me just post up my profits real quick. So this is the key thing, guys. It's just understanding risk, right? Understanding when the trade is risky and understanding when it's not so risky. So like for me, I was able to understand that, okay, I see these orders coming in and I have a buyer that's currently running, applying one of the strategies. If the order flow follows it, then odds of it continue to push up higher are very likely. So I'm basically looking at these numbers here and I'm aligning it with the position that's currently running. So you can see a lot of big numbers here on the red side. It's having an issue getting that push to the upside. That's why I want to take it. But anyways, here are my profits. So far. So here is my main account. You can see the green strip. I hit my full TP, locked in 1,060 off this one. Here is my FTMO copier, locked in 1,010. Here is my MFF number 1, locked in 1,060. My MFF number 2, locked in 1,060. My third MFF locked in 1,060. And then my TFF count locked in 1,100. So total profit of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well over 6,000 right there. We're just taking one trade, partial move the breakout. And then here's all my accounts. You can see that I have multiple accounts here that took that trade. So not too bad. Not bad at all for their partial move to breakout. And you can see how the US30 is currently moving right now. That's why I took it for a partial move. Because if you measure it right here, if you're only going for 100 pips, guys, it's not that much, right? If you can get in and out with 100 pips, easy. That basically yields me like $1,000. So that's basically what I took right there. Saw this close, saw a bunch of buy orders come in, took that for a quick 100 pips, straight to TP, pulled out, no risk. I mean, there's risk involved, but there was no risk when I took it because I knew where price was going. Also, one thing that I noticed with Maddie and a couple other people yesterday is that YM over here is actually faster than MT4 or FTMO. It's faster by maybe a split second or like a partial second. So when I enter this trade here, I was already automatically in profit. I basically automatically cover spread because you get in before the move actually even completes. And that's one big benefit to having this data here as well. Anyways, let me just put a little description here. All right, so we're just gonna let the trade run. I mean, we still need the confirmation on the higher time frames before we can take any buys. I'll check it right now to make sure. All right, let me go over here real quick. Rashida with some profit. She locked in 522 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. So Rashida killing it right there. We got Naritha over here, locked in a total profit of 9,490. Great work right there, Naritha. Looks like you took the breakout with me right here. Great profit. Also over here, Natasha locked in 648 for the day. Great work, Natasha. Solid. Yeah, she did the same thing I did. She said took the breakout for 100 pips, practice some pre-market trading using a momentum strategy. Nice work, Natasha. All right, cool. If you guys have profits posted, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we'll continue on with our analysis of US30 and try to catch something else here. All right. All right, solid. All right, so just looking at the order flow over here, there's not really much going on. As you can see, prices kind of just going back and forth. I'm glad I didn't hold on to that breakout. As you can see over here from the 10-minute, the candle didn't close yet. So we're still waiting for this to close for a buy signal in order for us to shift our bias to a buy. Right now, we still have a sell signal here. So until we get that buy signal here on the 10, we can't really look for buys yet because we need to have unison across these time frames. We need to have a buy signal here. We currently have one on the 5 already. And then we'll need it to continue here on the 1. If this is a case where price comes back down, that's completely fine because we still have the sell signal here on the 10. We just need the 5 to follow and then the 1 to follow right after. So until we get these two over here aligned, the 10 and the 5-minute, we're not going to be looking for any entries on the 1, right? We need something to have same direction on the higher time frame so that when we take entries here on the 1, we already know where price is going. And if we do enter for, a partial move, we can hop into this pretty efficiently without getting caught in any drawdown. Douglas is asking if we have a Discord. No, we don't have a Discord, but we do have a Telegram. So if you want to hop on the Telegram, I'll put it over here in the group. I'll type it in the YouTube. If you go on the website, you can grab all the links from there, or just look in the description, Douglas, for the chat. That's where all the trades are posted, where all the profits are posted. So if you want to check it out. All right, so price is dropping below super heavy right now. We already have the sell signal here on the 10. Price is below the pivot, so we have a bearish bias here on the 10. We just need the sell signal here to close on the 5. If this closes right here in the next 20 seconds, we can start looking for sells here on the 1 minute. So just keep an eye out for this. I'm going to go and take this off, guys, because I'm not in the breakout, so it's not really necessary. I have the alert set up, so if it does hit CP or whatever, we'll be able to be notified, but I'm not in the breakout, so there's no point in really following it unless we're actually in a position. So the 5-minute here didn't close with that sell signal. Yeah, no problem, Douglas. All right, we have another candle over here that's pending with the sell signal on the 5. This last one didn't close, so we got to wait another 5 minutes. It's 6:45 right now, so by 6:50, if this closes with the sell signal, we can start looking for sells over here on the 1 minute. Just don't have it yet. Seth said this makes the game a little safer. I'm sold buying this after the session. Yeah, no, definitely, Seth. I think that, yeah, the data feed here is really useful, especially for like the breakout. If you're going for these quick moves, I mean, it's not really that necessary if you're going for longer pushes, but for these quick scalps, this makes like a huge difference. Let's see, RJ's asking, or Marco's asking, Sean, how do we go about getting that DOM data for why I want to buy it too? So if you go over to your account settings, not on the actual platform, but if you go on the website, if you go to your account settings and then go to your billing info, it'll have a button there that says add market data. The one that I purchased was TME. It's only $4 a month, so I think it's worth it because if you take one trade, you pretty much paid off for like a lifetime, basically, right? Like I took this trade here for like partial move for the breakout. I locked in like my profits over here. This basically covered for like forever, just like one trade. So I think it's definitely useful, especially if you're looking to take quick moves for 100 pips here and there. If you want to go for like some quick scalps, you see an entry and then you see the order flow here. It's easy to just hop in real quick, get out, collect your profits, and then move on to the next one. So that's where you would get it there, Marco. There's two different data. So there's CME, which is $4 a month, and then there's ICE, which is like the higher. That's like the most expensive one. It's 110 a month. So I just bought the CME first to see how this works. Like if it was beneficial, I do see it to be beneficial here. If I need to upgrade to the next one, then I'll do it. But I think this is fine as is. Yeah, and if you guys are wondering, the main reason I switched to this data was because of the data issues that we've had over the past couple of months. Seeing like currency.com freeze up and having a lot of data gaps, it was just it wasn't making it useful for us when we day trade, because we need the best data when you're day trading. The split second can mean all the difference. Anyways, there's still no entries for us to take right now. Looking at the 5 here, that candle still didn't close, so I'm still waiting for this to close here. We have about 3 minutes left, or at least 2 minutes actually, for this candle to close. We do have news coming up at 7 as well, so we can't really take anything from now until like 7:10 or 7:05, sometime a little bit after it. Our main focus though is this 5 minute here. We need this here to close with the sell signal. If we get the sell signal here, then great. We can start looking for sells on the 1 minute. But until we get this, there's not going to be any entries for us to look at. Looking over here on the 1 minute, it's right at the sessions and opening price. So it's not even a good area to trade anyways. You just got to be patient and wait for this to provide us proper direction. Once we get that proper direction, it'll be easy for us to just hop in, hop out, lock in profits, and then move on. So yeah, nothing here yet. Got about 1:30 left on this 5 minute candle. Still has that pending sell signal. If it closes invalid, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter if it's valid or invalid. We just want to make sure that momentum is actually pushing, in this direction. Got about a minute left on this 5 minute candle. When this candle closes, we're going to have about 10 minutes until news. So we'll see real quick. Let me see over here if there's any updates on CNBC, anything really pushing price around. Not really. All of the indices are pretty much red right now. So the Dow is down 36 points, S&P is down 2 points, Nasdaq's down 6 points. It's pretty much like right down the middle. There's not much direction pushing around. Well, we'll see. All right, about 40 seconds left on this 5 minute candle. I don't think there's any other news today, right? Let me check my FX book real quick. So we got news here at 7. We actually have news here at 7:30 as well. So let's mark that up here. It's light impact news, but it's good to know. You don't want to be trading and then be all surprised later when you see some type of news event come up. So the depth of market over here is not really all that necessary if you're not looking for an entry right now, which we're not. So we'll use this to just see how price moves, but I don't think it's really all that necessary at the moment. 5 minute over here did not close with the sell signal, so we still don't have that confirmation. The 10 minute here is still bearish. 5 minute has a bearish trend, but the momentum here is not bearish yet. So again, right here, it's still pushing down. Nice. Yeah, Maddie said there was a sell quick scalp hit, but it was risky because of the sessions. Yeah, sessions and news price or opening price right here, Maddie. So yeah, I wouldn't have taken it, but if you took it, great. It's kind of in a good area too because it's right at news price. So when you caught that, it probably just rejected directly off the news price right here and came straight down. I think that's a key thing to look at too, Maddie. So if you're looking for those quick scalps, if you ever see a high come up, just look over here to see if a lot of sell orders are coming in. If you see like a bunch of bigger sell orders that are bigger than the buys, it's probably going to hit, right? At least for 100 pips or so. So All right, we'll just see where this goes. Still no sell signal here on the 5. That's going to be our main thing. So our main focus is this, the 5-minute. Once this closes with the sell signal, we can start looking for sells on the 1. So we're basically going from a top-down analysis right here, right? We already have the 10-minute analyzed. We know where price is going. We need the 5-minute here to confirm. Once it confirms on here, we'll look for the 1-minute entries. But realistically, it's not going anywhere. You can see right here on the 5, it's kind of just going sideways. Has 3 minutes left on this candle, so it has a lot of time. It's got to let it go for a bit. And then we can continue on with it. All right, we still have 3 minutes left on this, so we got a lot of time until it closes. Looking over here at NASDAQ, I'm not necessarily trading NASDAQ because I don't trade NASDAQ myself, but over here on NASDAQ, it is bearish. So the 10 minutes bearish, 5 minutes bearish. This 1 minute has a sell signal. Not one I'd necessarily take because it's right at the sessions and I don't know what the range would be. So I don't know if the range is like 100 or if it's more. I mean, I personally don't know because I don't trade at NASDAQ at all. But if this does close with the sell signal, possible entry, but it's right at the session, so possibly not. Looking over here at S&P. So there was one entry that came up right here for S&P. Looks like it already hit CP. So using the same strategy here for S&P, this would have lined up. We had a sell signal right there. It was bearish here on the 10, bearish here on the 5, bearish here on the 1. So like as soon as that entry came up, this would have been an entry using the same strategy we use for US30 over here, and it would have hit. So as you guys can see, this works for all of the assets. You don't have to just apply it on US30. It works on NASDAQ, works on S&P. It's just really up to your preference. You're kind of just waiting for the direction. Once you have the direction set here, you just look for entry points, right? Entry points here on the 1 minute are super easy because the momentum on the 1 minute pretty much tells you exactly when to enter. The 5 minute over here still hasn't closed. It has about 1:30 left on this candle. If it does close in the next 1:30, then we can start looking for sells. If it doesn't, we just got to wait for that next candle to close. So looks good. I mean, if you guys are trading S&P, looks like there's we have to wait for the retracement signal here. We can catch it on its way back down. Same with the NASDAQ over here. It's still pushing down, but it still isn't at that point. 5 minute here is still not closed with the sell signal. It's still pending. We got about a minute left. We'll see if it actually closes, and we have news coming up at 7. So even if we do get any entries from now until then, we would have to wait for the news to pass. 50 seconds left on this candle here. Our NZD USD position still running as well. All right, we got 40 seconds left on this candle. It's right at opening price. Looks like it has trouble getting past it or like staying below it. If it can just get down a little further, that's where we can get the confirmation of the 5 minute closing. We don't have that yet. So the 5 minute here, it's got a few seconds left on it, and it has closed perfect. So we have a sell bias here now across the board. We have a sell bias on the 10 minute. The reason why we have a sell bias here is because prices below the pivots, trend meters red, indicating it's in a downtrend. Pivots are also angling down, and everything is above or below the red pivot, which is the level 4. So we have a sell bias here on the 10. We also have a sell bias here on the 5 minute. Prices below the pivots. The pivots are angling down. All the pivots are below the level 4 pivot here, this red one, and the trend meter is red. So with that said, we have a very strong sell bias. Now here on the 1 minute, we're just looking for entries. So in order for us to have an entry on this point, we need to have a retracement. So you can see price starting to drop right here. The pattern that I'm looking for to make my entry is I'm looking for a retracement to the upside and then a sell signal to allow me to identify my entry. Once I have that, so once we have our, what's going on with this thing? Just trying to set this thing up. Okay, So once we have this right here, prices drop below retracement, and then once we get the sell signal right here, this is where we'll take our entry for a sell, and then we'll just ride this down for a quick TP. So just a matter of patience here, guys. We have everything pretty much set up already. We're just waiting for that retracement signal. I kind of want it to drop down a little further because you need some space here in order for it to really breathe, right? Because it's right at the news price. So I want it to drop down a little further, actually. I want it to drop down just a little bit, retrace, and then continue down. That's what I'm looking for. If I get this right here, then great, right? Because we'll be far away from this opening price right here, which is what we want. We have news coming up in about 4 minutes, so we'll see how this pushes price away. But this is typically where I want to make my entry a little lower down here. So, all right, just a matter of time. Just got to now be patient for this entry. We have the overall direction already set up. It's obviously bearish. We just got to make sure we get no buy signal over here on the 5, no buy signal here on the 10, and price stays below opening price over here. If it stays below opening price, I think it should be perfectly fine. If it pushes above, then that's where we might run into some issues. Yeah, news coming up in about 3 minutes. Sean said, after buying data on TradingView, how do you put it on the screen? Sean's asking, how do you put it on the screen? You just pull up the asset. So some profit here from Kip. Kip locking a total profit of 1,366. Nice work, Kip. Solid. Yeah, Kip said he can attest that trading in Hawaii is pretty nice. Yeah, I know. Waking up at 3 a.m. to trade is not bad at all, right? You get the whole day ahead of you. All right, so we're still waiting for entries here, guys. Price pushed up above opening price, which is not a good thing because this may affect our 5-minute sell signal. If we get a buy signal here on the 5, then we got to wait for that next sell signal to come back. We have news coming up right now shortly in the next 2 minutes, about a minute. We'll see how this news price affects direction, but yeah, we'll just have to run with it, guys. Just keep in mind that this is NFP week, so do expect some weird movements and expect a lot of slow movements too. Typically, the market's usually either really fast all throughout the week or it's really slow till Wednesday. So yesterday was kind of slow. Today's kind of slow as well. But when these news events start to roll in, this is what's really going to affect the market. You're going to see some big pushes, in one direction or the other. So like looking at this right here, this, there just isn't any direction right now. That's why I'm waiting for this news event to come up at 7 o'clock because it'll probably push price up, push price down. One thing that you want to look at too, which I think is a bit interesting, is going to be the order flow. So you'll see how people start to react to the news when it is released. So watch for the order flow here in the next 20 seconds and then see where the orders come in. If you see a lot of big sell orders, see a lot of big buy orders, price is probably going to push in that direction, right? I do want it to be below here, just like Maddie said. Maddie said he wants news price to be in the same area as a session than 6 a.m. news open price or news price. So yeah, right here in the middle would be perfect. All right, check out the order flow over here. Not too many orders coming in. A big sell order right there just came in. A couple of sell orders here. I think price might drop a little bit. There's a lot of sell orders that are coming in right here. Looks like they're placing their sell orders right here at news price, at the old news price. And then we have a bunch of buy orders. So they're basically fighting for the direction right now. There's a lot of buy orders, a lot of sell orders that are coming in. They just keep outbidding each other. Yeah, so there's no direction here with the news. I'm going to go to market news price right here. I like where news price is currently at though, because it's going to be in between all of these red flags. So we don't have to worry about it too much when price decides to, make its way back down. All right, that's cool. So yeah, Maddie, it played out like we wanted to, so that's fine. Take this off. So there's a lot of buy orders coming in right here. But it's pretty mixed. I don't really see one direction. I do see a lot of buy orders up. There's the 25 lot that just came in for a sell right here. We might see price come right back down. I saw 25 contracts get placed. There was like 11 contracts here. So they're just having a back and forth push right now. It's not necessarily one-sided or the other. Let me see how far did it push up from this point. So I don't base it directly off order flow, but order flow is good to see how price reacts to the news here. I saw some big orders come in for some sells, so this might just come back down and correct from this whole candle. It just might retrace all the way back down, or if not halfway. All right, the numbers here are kind of big on the sell side, so you can see how price is coming down. They're just back and forth. There's no one direction. Like if we see like 10, 20 orders like on one side, then it'll probably push that way. But you can see here that there hasn't been very much push. The news candle right there pushed up maybe about 400 pips, so not a lot. And then after that, it just kind of died out. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see where this goes. Going back to this chart over here, we don't have the buy signal yet, so we're still looking for sells, guys. The only problem here is that we have all of these red flags. So even if we were to get a sell signal anywhere around here, we can't take it because it's like in between all of these red flags. So what I'll do here is if I see a sell signal, I'll mark it up, but I'm not going to take it because obvious reasons. There's a lot of areas here for possible manipulation. There's the 6 a.m. news price, the 7 o'clock news price right here, where price is currently at. But everything does line up. Sell bias on the 10, sell bias on the 5. Now we just need this to provide a sell signal. So I think the main thing to focus on here would probably be looking at the sell orders over here coming through the order flow. If there's a lot of sell orders that come in, I'm expecting a correction back down. So I think price is going to make its way back down to low opening right here. That's going to be the key price point to look at. All right, so there's a pending sell signal there, but obviously, like I mentioned, we can't take the trade here because it's right at news price. It's rejecting directly off it. Maddie said he just saw 18 contracts for a buy. It's probably what bounced off this news price right here. Yeah, so you guys can see the numbers here. Wherever these numbers are, this is where the orders are coming in from, right? So you see like where it's at 33,817, right? 33,817 is right here. So when those buy orders come in, just pushes price up. Just has like a little bounce. Got about 40 seconds left on this candle here. There's really no direction. If you look here at the buy and sell contracts, they're like the same thing. You have like about the same numbers on both sides. So they just keep pushing up a little bit, then push back down a little bit. And they just keep going back and forth. You need to wait for like a big order to come in, like maybe a 20 lot or 20 contract and a continued one. So maybe like 20, 20, 20, and it'll just push price up or push price down. No sell signal here, so there's nothing for us to take at the moment. But everything's still bearish. 10 minutes bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute. We're just looking for that entry point. The only problem here is the red flags. So I actually need price to be down here for me to take any entries. All right, price is pushing up a little bit. There we go, as price pushes back down. Got about 40 seconds left on this right here for this to close. If it closes, possible sell entry, but not one that I'm personally going to take because it's, oh, there we go, perfect. It's right at the area that we need it to be. I need to be below this opening price. But it needs to close. So if this here closes with the sell signal, I'll mark it up and I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take the trade. It's right at opening price right here, which is a clear area of manipulation. You can see exactly where price is bouncing off of, directly off the opening price, that blue line. So if you guys are new here and you guys are not familiar with areas that we avoid all of these horizontal lines because they act as areas of manipulation. Pink lines are news price, green, purple, and red lines are previous sessions, high lows. And this blue line over here is going to be opening price. You can see exactly where price bounced off, directly off that blue line, right? So I'm not taking any trades around there, because if I take a sell and it bounces up, I'm going to be in some massive drawdown. So just waiting for it right here. Still nothing for us to take. Let's see. The good thing is that we still have the sell bias here. We just need to make sure price continues to move down lower so that we can continue to look for more sells and we can let it drop down even further, but we don't have that yet. Looking over here at NASDAQ, so there's no sell entries that came. There's one that was right here, but it was right at the session, so not one that we necessarily take. Looks like the NASDAQ here is starting to shift. So the 5-minute here is closing with the buy signal, and that's starting to shift to the upside. Same with S&P over here. This has a pending buy signal. Looking over here at US30. No buy signal here yet, but it looks like it may be following. If that's the case, we just got to reset the process. So we already passed. So we've made it past timeframe 10. We've made it past timeframe 5. We're now in timeframe 1. But if we get a buy signal over here on the 5, then we just got to revert back to the 5-minute. So we're going from higher time frame to lower time frame. 10, 5 are good at the moment. If this shifts to a buy signal, then we have to go back to the 5-minute, and then we can make our step to the next level over here. But right now, we don't have that yet. So just got to wait, guys. Be patient. This game is all about patience and consistency. If you guys can keep a cool head during market conditions like this, because I know a lot of people are probably getting antsy and they want to hop into the moves because price is moving so fast. But the real key here is to know when to sit out of the market. Right now, we're waiting for this entry to provide us, some part of confirmation, but we just don't have the confirmation yet. Either way, we can't take any sells around this area, so it's not really a big deal anyways. 10 minutes still good, 5 minutes still good. 1 minute is all over the place. All right, so let's just sit tight for a bit. I'm not going to force anything. It wouldn't really matter, because if we're looking for a sell here, we can't take anything around this area anyways. I'm going to go back to NZD/USD. NZD/USD is back in profit. I'm up about $100 right now. It's going to let it be, let it run through. Other than that, let me just skim through the Forex pairs real quick. Let me see if there's any other entries here that I might have missed overnight. Just quick skim through. CAD CHF, possible? No entry there. Or possibly. Mark that up. So look at later. The next 4-hour candle closes at 10 o'clock. So we have a lot of time for a possible entry if and when it does happen. Just want to go and mark them up in case we get towards something. EJ over here, let me check real quick. EJ is, it's somewhat bearish. Not super bearish, but it is somewhat bearish. But it's right in the zone, so there's no entry there. EN over here. This never closed. U, GA, GC, ECHF. Check this real quick. This is pretty bullish, so possible entry here if and when it does close, but come back to that. GJ, no entry for GJ. GN, no entry for GN yet. GU, NZD CHF, NZD CAD, NZD JPY. This is the one we're currently in, NZD USD. UCAD, UCHF, UJ. Yeah, there's no entries for us right now. Just this one that we currently have running. All right, back to US30 over here. Nothing for us to take. So as you guys can see on the 10-minute over here and the 5-minute, we're starting to get a buy signal, right? If that's the case, that's completely fine. Don't worry about it. We're just going to be shifting our bias. So we just need to wait for this to close. If this closes with the buy signal, that's completely fine. Don't worry about it. The bias will shift, guys. So like right now, we currently have a sell bias, but if we do get a buy signal on this side, then that's cool. We just got to follow it and make sure that we follow through with the confirmation. So if these both here close with the buy, then that's perfectly fine. Then we're going to start looking for buys here on the one. We just got to make sure this actually pushes above so that we have a confirmation of the shift. So there's nothing here on US30 right now. Nothing here on NASDAQ. We still have the pending buy right here on the 5. If this closes, it's going to change things a little bit for NASDAQ, for S&P. Same thing here as well. Pending buy, but no confirmation yet. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. We got a lot of back and forth movement over here right now, so we don't really have anything to take at the moment. If we do have something, obviously I'll let you guys know. But currently right now, there's just nothing for us to take. This is going to be key right here. If this closes with the buy signal, then this is going to shift our bias until it does come back down. So if you guys have any questions, if there's anything you're confused with, anything that you need some clarification on, just let me know. Right here, that buy signal disappeared. So we're still looking for sells, guys. As you guys can see, it hasn't closed yet. What you're waiting for is for the candle to actually close. Just because it comes at pending doesn't mean it's going to actually close with that there. Looking over here on the bigger chart, you can see prices coming back into this whole red flag area. So not really much here to look at. I'm going to close this depth market because it's not necessary right now. The depth market is really necessary, like once you're looking to enter the trade, like once you're ready, because that can prevent you from entering a bad trade. But it's not super necessary when the market's ranging like it is right now. So yeah, if you guys want me to cover anything, just let me know. Pretty much looked over all the Forex pairs over here. There's nothing for us to take at the moment. NZUSD is running over here still. US30 is not doing much. I mean, none of the indices are really doing much. As you guys can see, pretty much all of them are ranging, right? So if you look over here at US30, realistically, it's just been ranging. It's in a big range, but it nonetheless, it's ranging. Yeah, so it's ranging like that. It's a big range, but not exactly ranging in an area where we can take trades. All right, so looking at this right here, there's actually an entry that came up right here. Not one that we could take, but there's an entry that came up right here. If you guys can see, we have a sell signal here. This would be a momentum scalp because we have a sell signal right here. Everything's bearish, and it's currently running in profit. It's probably gonna hit TP. At this point, we can look at the DOM to see if there's a lot of sell orders coming in. So you can see these numbers here. If we get a lot of big red numbers, then it's probably going to come down and blast right through the TP. So we got a couple big numbers here. Yeah, this is going to hit TP. I saw like 4 big red numbers come in over here. The only problem is that it's right at these red flags. Yep, almost there. A lot of big numbers right here, full TP. So this is what I mean about using this to your advantage. If you're in a position or if you're entering late, you can look here to see if a lot of big red numbers come up. I saw that there was like 3 or 4 big red numbers that were bigger than the blue ones. And then I was like, okay, this is going to hit TP, and it did. So this was an entry that we were looking for. If we didn't have all these red flags, so for example, if we didn't have all these lines here, if we didn't have this pink line, and this green line, then I would have taken this trade and I would have hit my full TP right there. The reason why I knew it was going to come down is because this trade was in some drawdown right here, and I saw the numbers here fill up. So I saw all the people entering sells. This is real orders because I paid for this data where I can see what's going on at the actual Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? Like these are the raw orders that are coming in, not through a specific broker, but through the actual exchange. So I saw the sell orders come in right here, and I was like, okay, this is probably going to push down, and then it did. So even right here, if you're looking at this, what you look at again here is if the big numbers come in for sells again, it's probably going to come right back down, because it's just retracing and then it's going to come right back down. Not that I would take the trade here, but that's how I would use it to analyze order flow when a position is already running. Nice. Natasha said she took it for a partial because, nice. Yeah. So Natasha actually hopped in off my analysis. She heard that I said it was going to go to full TP. So she hopped in for a quick move, and then she locked in some profit. So nice work, Natasha. And that's what you guys can do too. It's not a risk that I'm willing to take because I don't like taking risky trades. But if you guys listen to my analysis, you could hop in right away, even if you go for a quick, like 50 pips. You don't have to go for the full 100 pips, go for the quick 50, lock in half of what you would typically make. So nice work, Rashida. Rashida and Natasha both locked in some profit off that. Nice. Patricia over here as well. Patricia is currently up 5,000 209 for the day. Great work, Patricia. Solid, guys. Some more here from Kip as well. Kip's currently at 2,282. All these sells right here, pretty much locked them in, pulled out pretty smoothly. All right, so we're not really having much direction here, unfortunately. I mean, I was hoping we'd get more direction today, but it's all good. You know, I made my profit from that trade earlier today. So for the week so far, let's see. So for the day, I'm up 1,060, 1,010, 1,060, 1,060, 1,060, 1,066. I'm up 6,316 for the day, just for the day. And then for the week so far, I'm up 2130 plus 2230 plus 2180 plus 2180 plus 2180 plus 30, 23, 32. So this is where I'm up for the week across all my accounts. So it's not bad, guys. I only took 2 trades, right? A lot of people complain about not being able to make enough profits because I'm taking 1 or 2 trades a week. No, not really a week, but like a day. The thing is, you're not looking at the bigger picture, right? If you're using proper risk, like I'm using proper lot size for my account because I know I'm taking like 1 or 2 trades a day, and they add up. I mean, even if you just had 1 account, it still add up, or 2 accounts. Obviously, I have 6 accounts, so I may be an outlier, but it doesn't mean that you can be at that point too. So just build up to it, guys. You don't have to have a bunch of accounts at once. You know, pass one, get funded, take another one, get funded, get another one, get funded, and then keep building from there. It's like owning real estate, you know, how many properties do you own, right? You can consider these like a property each, but in trading sense, a funded account each. So other than that, there's nothing for us to take right now, guys. US30 is still going sideways right now. We don't have, so the good thing here is that we don't have the buy signal yet on the 5 and 10. We don't have it yet, but if it does push up higher and it does provide a buy signal, we can shift up to a buy, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind shifting bias mid-session. Let's see. NASDAQ here hasn't done much either. It's kind of just going sideways. I mean, everything's going sideways right now. S&P going sideways, NASDAQ going sideways, US30. There's a pending buy signal, but it hasn't closed yet. So again, right here, pending buy signal on the 10. We have about 1:19 left on here. So we gotta wait for this to close. It's all about just being patient, guys. So just be patient. The trade's gonna come. Man, this NZD USD position's moving so slow. I was expecting it to hit TP by now. It's all good though. All right, this 10-minute candle has about 50 seconds left on it. Same with the 5. We'll see if it closes with the buy signal. If not, then we'll keep looking for sells. All right, 30 seconds left on this candle here. Let's see if it closes with the buy signal. If not, then we'll see if it comes right back down. Got 15 seconds left. And I got this, Maddie, I got some 7 leaves today, bro, or I got it yesterday. This got me like super like jitter, like wired right now. So I'm trying to wait for, I'm looking for this entry, but I can't get it. Hey, Brock, how's it going? Yeah, Maddie said 7 leaves strong as fuck too. Yeah, no, it's bomb. So I've been like waiting for this entry. You know, I think this coffee kind of helped me take that breakout this morning. So I'm usually kind of like just relaxed in the morning, but I've been drinking this coffee since like I woke up. And that's why I hopped into that breakout for like that partial move. And it gets me like going in the morning. So we didn't get that sell, we didn't get the buy signal here on the 10 and 5. It's still pending though. So we got to wait for another candle here to close. This 5-minute has about 4 minutes left on it. 10-minute over here has about 9 minutes. But if it doesn't close, and we're still looking for sells. So don't worry about anything, guys. Just wait for this confirmation here. Everything here is still aligned. 10-minute and 5-minute still aligned. So we're technically still looking for sells. But if it does close in the next, 5-10 minutes or so, then we can start shifting to a buy. But right now, we just don't have anything. Maddie said, I might gotta start drinking coffee. I'll be wired on the chart. Yeah, no, I used to trade like this all the time. I'd have coffee every morning, but I stopped because I'd get a little too wired. I know, C6 right. C6 said, no Sean yawns today. I don't say coffee or cocaine. Choose your pick your poison, Sean. Right. I'll do coffee for now. So there's no entry here on US30, guys. I'm still looking at both of these. You guys can see where I pretty much circled it. We don't have a buy signal here. There's a pending buy, but it hasn't closed yet. Over here on the 1 minute, you can possibly find a sell entry, but it's right at the sessions right here. So it's not necessarily it's not necessarily a good place to enter. We need price to be below. C6 said I used to go on 2 bangs before opening. Yeah, no, bang has a lot of I used to drink bangs actually in the morning too, for trading. It was good for the breakout because your heart rate's already going high for the breakout. And then you take that and you're good. Yeah, Brian said speculative coffee entry. Exactly. All right, so we don't have any entry here yet, guys. We still have a sell bias though, so the 10 minutes still a sell, 5 minutes still a sell until we get that buy signal that closes. Hasn't closed yet. The 1 minute over here is starting to shift below, so this is perfectly fine. What I need here to happen is I need this candle to close below it, and then if we get a sell entry here on the 1 minute, then this could possibly be in the direction of our trade. Looking over here at the order flow, I'll just close it for now. It's not necessary at the moment until we get some sort of entry. So let me take a look at the 10. It is still bearish right now. 15 still bearish. 30 minutes still bearish. 1 hour still bearish. 4 hour, it is still bullish. So a lot of back and forth movement. C6 said he was focused and absolutely dialed in, literally saw molecules. Yeah, I get in that mood. I get in that mode sometimes, like when I'm back testing. Like I'll just go wired on coffee and I'll back test like years and years of data. Brock said that bang take. Exactly. All right, so we have the pending buy signal still on the 10. It hasn't closed yet, so we got about a minute left on the 5 minute over here. We have a pending sell signal here on the 1 minute though. This could be a possible entry. The only problem with this here is that it might be touching the sessions. If it touches the sessions, no entry. I think it's already touching the session, so I don't think we can take an entry here. Got about 30 seconds left on this candle. If this doesn't close, then it could be the next one possibly. But it is touching the session, so obviously I'm not going to take this trade here if it does close. I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take it. Unfortunately, it ended up retracing, touching the sessions, and it kind of messes with our entry here. Yeah, definitely no entry here. It's right at the set. It's touching the sessions. Got about 4 minutes left on here. So we got some more profits over here from Patricia. Patricia said on the other account, and now she's done for the day. So she locked in a total profit of 5,180 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, no, great work, Patricia. A lot of consistency here. All wins, no losses. Trade in both directions, completely fine. If your bias changes, you can change in whichever direction you want. So, still no entry here. Looking at the 5 minute, there's about 4 minutes left. This candle never closed with the buy signal, so it still hasn't shifted yet. It's making a slow shift to the upside. So that's the thing to keep in mind. It's making a slow shift. It's not an immediate shift to the upside, but it's like slowly changing as price continues to move along. Nasdaq still running over here. Sorry, not Nasdaq, and NZD USD. Nasdaq having the same thing over here. 5 minutes pending with the buy signal still. And then same with S&P over here as well. I mean, nothing crazy. It's just moving along. It's moving along, but there's no real confirmation of like a shift yet. US30 still not doing anything. I mean, it's just in a big range now. So if you look here on the 10, it's obviously ranging. 5 minutes also ranging. 1 minute, it goes into a big range, then it tightens into a small range, and then just goes right back into the big range. Maddie just confirmed that retail sentiment's currently 68% short. So looking over here on the long-term bias, if you guys are new here, this is what we look at to see where everybody's trading. So right now it's currently 69% short. This means that 69% of retail traders are currently selling. So what you want to do for a long term of trading is you want to do the opposite. If everyone's selling, you obviously want to buy, right? It doesn't mean that you have to buy on the short term, but on the long term, if this here does close, this is perfectly fine because we're going to be following the long-term bias, right? If this closes for a buy, then this is even better because our short-term direction will align with the long-term direction. So if we want to buy long-term and we get a short-term buy here, this is going to be a better confluence and confirmation for us to continue buying rather than selling. So we got about 2 minutes on this 5 minute candle. If this closes with a buy signal, then this will continue to confirm the shift. The 10 minute here as well. They're both going to close at the same exact time. So if these both close with a buy signal, then we're going to be looking for buys here on the 1 minute, which is completely fine with me. It's going to line up with the longer term bias. So it's actually beneficial for us to look for buys here rather than look for sells. All right, we got 1:50 left on here. Just gotta take it slow, take it easy. Don't make any mistakes. Don't FOMO into anything. Just gotta wait. Looking over here at the depth market. Yeah, there's a high-low scalp right there, Manny. All right. Price is pushing up. This candle has about 1:20 left on it. If it closes, we're shifting to buys. You just got to make sure it closes. That's the main thing. Got about 1 minute left. All right, 50 seconds. We got 50 seconds until this candle here closes. If it confirms, then great. We're gonna look for some buys. 7:30 right now. Still got 30 minutes till 8. All right, 40 seconds. Nasdaq is also having a push up. Looks like all the indices are pushing up right now. So Nasdaq's having a push up. S&P also having a push up. So I think this here will close. It looks like it's shifting to the upside now. Got about 20 seconds. Looking over here at the depth of market. This is where I'll look at to see if, more sellers come in, just trying to shift the other way. But I'm looking over here and the blue numbers are actually, they're mixed. They're not really one-sided, but there's a lot of bigger blue numbers here. So I do think it'll keep pushing up. All right, so we do have the buy signal here. We've now shifted from a sell bias to now a bullish bias. The reason why we have a bullish bias here is because we have a bullish momentum. Also, prices above the pivots. The pivots haven't converted yet, but the trend meter here is green. So we are shifting from sell to buy. Same here on the 5, same thing. Prices above the pivots. Pivots are starting to angle to the upside. Trend meter is now green. Now, all we need to wait for is for price to retrace. That's going to be the key thing here. We do have the buy bias here, but we need price to retrace. So looking over here on the bigger chart, we have news price right here. We just need price to retrace, and then we can ride the continuation back up even higher. There's news price right there. So now at this point, we're just looking for price to retrace and continue back up. So I want to push up a little higher, retrace and continue. That's going to be key thing right there. NZD USD position looking good and profit about a little over 100. US30 is bullish. So pretty bullish here. NASDAQ also bullish. S&P also bullish. All right. See, Maddie just sent me his profits. See what you did, Maddie. So Maddie over here locked in a total profit of 395. Nice work, Maddie. And his other account over here up 445. Great work. Solid. Great profits right there. Yeah, Maddie took the liquidity push right there, or he was hitting the liquidity as price pushed up higher. You know, that's one thing to look at too, Maddie. Like when you have liquidity marked up, you can even pull up the depth of market here, and if you see a lot of orders pushing that direction, it's going to trigger the liquidity and push up even higher. Scotty over here as well. Scotty's currently at 919 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. All right, solid work, guys. So overall bias here is still pretty bullish. Let's see if it holds. That's the main thing. Prices are tracing down, which is fine. It's kind of what we're looking for. I wanted to push up higher, but this is fine for retraces right here. The only problem is that we need price to be away from a news price here in order for us to take our entry. So what I'm looking for here is price actually pushed up high enough. So price did push up, looking for the retracement. So here's the thing, price pushed up from here, right? If price retraces to a certain amount, and then it pushes up higher, then from that point, we can take a long position from there. But yeah, realistically, we're just waiting for this retracement to happen and continuation from there. So bullish, bullish. Now we need a sell signal to confirm the retracement. And this is what I'm looking for here, guys. So see this pattern down here? We had a buy signal, right? So this is a buy signal. This sell signal was a retracement confirmation. And this buy signal right here is a confirmation of continuation back up. So this is what I'm looking for basically, but up here. I'm looking for, we already have the buy signal right here. This one it pushed up. We need the sell signal to confirm the retracement. And then we need another buy signal to confirm the continuation. So initial push, retracement, continuation. Continuation is where we're going to take our entry. Yeah, Maddie said it might retrace and then consolidate. Yeah, that's kind of what I see too. If that happens, and you know, we can probably hang out a little longer after 8 o'clock like we did yesterday. Typically, if we don't find any good entries from 6:30 to 8, we'll typically find it a little bit after 8, just like we did yesterday, right? First entry after 8 is usually going to be solid. It's got to make sure everything lines up. So pending sell signal here on the 1. But overall, still nothing at the moment. NZD USD is good. NASDAQ over here. So they're all retracing pretty hard right now. NASDAQ is retracing down as well. So here's the thing. Even though we have the buy signal here, we can still shift. Like if we get another sell signal here on its way back down, which I don't think is going to happen for US30. I think it'll happen for NASDAQ though, because this actually didn't push up high enough. So it retraced up a little bit, but now it's rejecting directly off the pivot. And it just might provide a sell signal to come back down. So for NASDAQ, this doesn't move the same direction as US30, so it's not a big deal. This is a completely different asset. The asset that does mirror US30 would be S&P. So S&P over here is actually above too. So this is above and this is above. So this can be shifting up to the upside in the same direction as our US30 here is pushing as well. So here's the sell signal that I mentioned. This is the retracement we're looking for. So we have price push up. If we get the sell signal here, this is going to be the confirmation of retracement. Once we have that retracement to the downside, we just need it to push right back up. When it pushes right back up, this is going to be the point where we will be looking to take our entry. So no sell signal here on the 10, no sell signal here on the 5. We only have one here on the 1, which is perfectly fine. This confirms the retracement. What we'll be looking for next is a possible buy signal back up to push back in our direction. However, the thing that you want to be careful for is if the 5-minute here provides a sell signal, then this is going to set us back one time frame. So we're making all our moves here on the 1 right now because we have everything confirmed here for a buy. But if this 5-minute comes up with a sell signal, then we have to shift right back over to the 5. Because we need to make sure that everything's confirmed on these time frames before we can make any entries on the 1. All right. Yeah, Maddie said there's a possible quick scalp right there. But yeah, I'd probably sit on it as well because it's still retracing pretty hard. So the problem with this here, I mean, this could be a possible entry if we do get a buy at some point, but it's going to be right at the sessions, or not sessions, the news price. So I want it to drop a little lower because if we have to take the entry on this point here, it's going to be right at the sessions, right? Or the news price, which is going to be a huge red flag for us. We can't take trades at any of these horizontal lines. So I needed to drop down a bit further. You know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set an alert for a buy signal so that when the buy signal does come up, I'll be alerted and I'll know. Momentum, signal fired. I'm going to turn this off by 8:30 because I'm probably going to be done trading by 8:30. All right, so I basically turned on my alerts so that whenever we get a buy signal here on the 1 minute, it's going to alert me, or not just buy signal, but signal in general, so that I don't miss it. Crap, did I do it wrong? I might have done it wrong. Let me fix it real quick. Let me delete all these old ones. All right, so I fixed it right there. All right, so basically whenever we get a buy signal on the 1 minute, it's going to alert me. It's going to pop up and say, hey, buy signal came up, so that we don't miss it. Okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted price to push down a little lower because I want some space in between. The problem with this here now that I'm looking at US30 is that price is going to consolidation. It's doing exactly what Maddie mentioned. When price was up here, Maddie said price is probably going to retrace and consolidate, and that's exactly what's happening right now. It's going to a tighter consolidation phase right here, which is not a good sign. We don't want to trade when price is consolidating because when it consolidates like this, price can break out in either direction, right? So we need entry to be outside of this consolidation phase. Let's see, Maddie said looking for entries that line up with higher time frame sentiment and Alexander and Sean Alexander. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so Maddie said he's looking for entries that line up with higher time frame sentiment and oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, basically. So Alexander he asked basically, you know, looking for entries here. That's basically what we're doing. Not really higher time frames. We're looking here on the 10, 5, and 1. So not the super high time frame. Okay, we have a pending buy signal over here on YM or US30. Yeah, we already have the confirmation of the higher time frames, the 5 and 10 right here for a buy. We also have retail sentiment, which is indicating a buy as well. So we're just looking for a buy signal, but we need a buy signal to come up a little further, right? Because right now it's not in an area that that we necessarily want to be trading in because it's right at news price. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an alert here for the 5-minute as well. Because I want to know exactly when these signals come up, because if it starts to shift, then that's going to be a problem, right? We have to make sure that we're trading the proper direction. All right, we got a pending 1-minute signal right there. So we just want to be aware. That's going to be the main thing here. If we get a signal that comes up on the 5 or 10, that's going to be a red flag for us. So we got a pending entry right here on the 1 minute. It's really close to the news price though, so this might be an iffy entry. Like we want it to be away from where news price is. Also, we want price to not be consolidating. Price is still in this consolidation phase right here. So this is definitely not a good area for us to be entering anything. So I need price to break out of this consolidation phase first. Yeah, this is fine. I want it to retrace down a little further. So I think key area here would be like around this area here near the pivots. And then once we get that there, we can now catch as it pushes back up. So it's breaking out of the foundation, which is perfectly fine. It's exactly what we're looking for. Now we wait for it to swing back up. Yeah, Maddie said he likes this area. Same here. I actually wanted to retrace down a little further so that we could now cash it. You hear myself talking. Let me mute myself on the YouTube real quick. Right. What I did was I just I turned on my volume a little bit so we can have the alerts. It's gonna ding. It's gonna ping us whenever momentum comes up, so that we don't miss anything. All right, so we got a retracement down. This is perfectly fine. It's exactly what we were looking for. One thing to look out for is we can use order flow now. So looking over here with price retracing, what we can look for is a lot of big buy orders that are coming in. So once they come in right here, this will indicate that price will start shifting up. We don't have it yet. I'm just kind of looking at it right now. But it's still retracing a little bit. I want it to retrace down, like this is perfect retracement area. Because now if price pushes back up, we have a lot of space to take our buy entry. So I'm looking for these big buy orders to come in. I don't really see them yet. I'm just kind of staring at it right now. If I see at least like 3 to 5 big buy orders that fill in, then I think that's going to be the start of a shift back to the upside. So not yet. So 13 contract. No, I still see it being outweighed. All right, see a couple buy orders coming in right here. So it looks like this might be shifting up. Okay, now we got a 5-minute signal here for a sell. You guys can see how I got pinged right there. That's a key thing about having these alerts on so that you can be aware when price starts to shift. If this starts to shift back down for a sell, that's completely fine. It's not a big deal. We just got to make sure that we're aware, right? That's the main thing. So being aware at all times is going to be the key thing to look out for. So that you don't take the wrong trade. So say, for example, you get a buy signal here, but then we have a sell signal here on the 5. This is going to invalidate the entire move. So this here still has about 4 minutes left. It's got a lot of time. We can still look for buys here if it does come up within this 4-minute period. Yeah, Maddie said need to bounce from here or it's going to get ugly around the sessions, which I agree to, Maddie. So I'm looking over here at the order flow to see if any buyers are coming in and outweigh it. There's a lot of buyers that just came in right now, about like 4 or 5 orders. But then it just weighed out. So we'll see if this actually pushes up. I just saw about 4 or 5 orders come in again. So I think it's starting to shift back up right now. Let's see if this buy signal comes up. So I want to make sure it doesn't push up too high though. So I'm looking for that buy signal to come up, which we do not have yet. About 30 seconds left on this candle. I'm seeing an influx of buy orders coming in right here though. So this is the main number I'm looking for. I'm just making sure it's bigger than this red number. Another 4 or 5 orders that came in that outweigh the red. Got about 15 seconds left on here. Nothing. So I'm seeing a lot of buyers come in right here, but then they're getting outweighed by the sellers like right after. So they get some steam and then they get stopped. They get pushed right back down. Here we go again. Another attempt right here. A lot of buyers coming in, trying really hard to push that price up. Pending signal right there. Still got 40 seconds left on it. I don't want it to push up too high though. If it pushes up too high, it's going to be around this area, which is not going to be a good area for us to be trading in. So got about 30 seconds left. Looking over here, everything looks fine on the 5-minute and 10-minute. $20 seconds left, pending buy signal on the 1. Does not look like it's going to close. Got about 10 seconds left. Looking at the buy orders over here. Looking for that buy signal to close. And it did not close, so no entry off that there. Another pending buy signal here. It's having a lot of resistance here on the sellers. Like it tries to flow in. Like I can see a lot of buy orders come in, but as soon as there's too many buy orders, a bunch of sellers just come right back in to push it back down. So another pending buy signal right here. It's got about 30 seconds. Looking over here at the orders, a lot of buyers coming in, a lot of sellers too, actually. They're both coming in right now. It's going back and forth. Got about 20 seconds left on this candle right here. 15 seconds. I'll wait for it to actually close though, guys. Don't hop in too early. No. Yeah, it's not having much luck right here. Another pending buy signal here on the 1. All right, we got 40 seconds left. Looking at the order flow. A lot of sellers just floating right now. A lot of buyers now. It's going both ways. All right, 30 seconds left. Just looking at the order flow here, making sure a lot of buy signals are coming in to outweigh the sells, but it's not having much luck. It's getting pushed around right now. Let's see. No, there's too many sell orders. Yeah, it's getting outweighed heavily right now. There's about like 5 or 6 sellers that came in, just pushed right back down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw what we would consider a demand zone, possibly. All right, we have a pending signal here on the 5, not looking good for these momentum signals. We still have 5 minutes left on it, so we have a lot of time. So if the signal does come up, it still could possibly be valid, but a lot of buyers just came in right now. It's going to swing back up. It's rejecting off the zone right there. Got about 30 seconds. Looking at the orders right here, they come in pretty heavy on the buy side. No, a bunch of sellers just came in and pushed it back down. 20 seconds left on this candle. I'm seeing a lot of buyers starting to fly in. But then, yeah, I see like 12, like 10, 12, 11 orders come in, and then right after there's a bunch of sellers that just come right back in to flood it back down. All right, so nothing there. So I'm not really liking where price is currently at. You can see it's starting to consolidate again. This is not an area you want to trade in. You definitely don't want to trade in prices consolidating like this, because this is just preparing for a breakout. It's going to break out one way or the other. You can see price starting to spike down right here. A lot of sellers flooding in. Yeah, the sellers are in control right now. Saw a big buy order come in right now, 11 contracts. They can't control. There's too many sellers. All right, let me take this zone out. The zone's done with. Yeah, the sellers are in control. You can see right here that there's like 10, 11, 12, 20 orders that just came in on the sell side. It just spiked price down. Just looking at this order flow to see that swing back up. The 5 here is also starting to populate a sell signal. So this is not a good sign either. Not a good sign for buys. It's fine if it swings down, we can look for sells, but yeah, it's kind of messing with our setup over here. Let's see, Alexander sent me his order flow real quick. Let me see what you sent us, Alexander. Oh, nice. I didn't know you could do this. So this is cool. Alexander, thanks for the screenshot. He actually, it shows a total orders right here. This is cool. This is Tradeovate, right, Alexander? I think I'm going to download Tradeovate just to have this chart, or just to have this. Nice. You know, I wonder if there's an order flow indicator. So what I'm going to do right here real quick is I'm going to look at order flow. Nah. Yeah, no, these order flow are actually, this indicator is kind of interesting. If this indicator aligns with my high low, which it's currently aligning with right now, it looks like bounces happen every time that plays out. So you can see right here that this indicator, it identifies order flow. If you have the low at that point, it bounces right back up. Again, right here, order flow with a high bounces, order flow with the low, it bounces, order flow with the high here and it bounces. We have order flow with the low right here. So I'm kind of curious to see if this bounces from this point. This isn't the type of indicator I was looking for though. I was looking for what Alexander had. We might have to, I need a level 2 broker for that, which is I'll probably play with this Tradeovate. Yeah, because I don't think any of these here. No, this isn't the same order flow that we're looking for. It's just an indicator kind of basing off these movements here. But I'm curious to see if it bounces from this point, because we do have the low here and we also have this, I don't know, whatever this indicator I marked up. Yeah, we'll see. So let's see if this bounces from here. I mean, we're still looking for a buy signal though. Yeah, I know, right, Maddie? Maddie said bounces do happen when it lines up. So I'm gonna watch this one here. Nah, so it doesn't work very well, Maddie. The problem with this here is because the low repaints. I mean, it might be off this one now, but it repaints, so it's not useful. I mean, it looks good when it happens already. So like, for example, we're using this here. It looks good after it's passed, but when you're looking at it real time, the high-low repaints, so it's not gonna line up together. So I'm gonna take this off. Not exactly the best indicator to line up. Okay, so this kind of screwed with the trade now. We're no longer looking for buys, guys. If you look over here at the 5-minute, we now have a sell signal. So we're no longer looking for buys here for US30, unfortunately. You know, it's getting close to 8, but I guess I could hang out with you guys for a bit. The main problem here is that we need the 10-minute here to close with the sell signal as well. So there's a couple of different scenarios that we're looking at here. we can either have the 10-minute over here close with the sell signal so that we'll start looking for sells. However, if this 5-minute closes with another buy signal, so say if it bounces from where it's currently at right now and we get a buy signal, right? Then we're back to looking for buys. But at this moment specifically, we can't look for buys because we have the 10-minute here, which is bullish. We have the 5-minute here, which is bearish. And then we can't move on to the 1 minute yet. We need these two to be lined up with each other. So either we get a sell signal here on the 10 or we get a buy signal here on the 5. That'll align with the direction that we're looking for. So the main thing is we either get a buy signal here on the 5 or we get a sell signal here on the 10. Either one's completely fine. Once we get that, then we can look for a direction. But right now, the 1 minute is irrelevant to us because we need some sort of confirmation here in confluence amongst the higher time frames. Barack's asking, what was the name of that indicator? Honestly, I don't know, Barack. If you look up order flow, it's like the one of the most uses, but I don't think it's a good indicator, so I wouldn't use it. It doesn't align with what we were looking for. All right, so we're basically looking either here on the 5 or looking here on the 10. The 1 minute is no use to us right now. We're just looking here, looking here. If either of these provide us the confirmation we need, then we'll start looking in that direction for a trade. But currently right now, nothing. Our NZD USD position here is not really moving at all. It looks like the entire market's kind of dead. NZD USD is not moving at all. US30 here has kind of just been bouncing around all day. The good thing is that we did take some profit off the breakout this morning, so we're not necessarily all out at the moment. Let me see. I think there's more news coming up right here as well. We got news at 8:30, which is the 52-week bill auction, and I think that's about it for today with news. All right, we got a pending signal here on the 1, but it's not really going to be useful to us because we don't have the buy signal here on the 5. So this kind of sucks because if we still had the buy signal here, this would line up with the 1 minute, but it's not going to because we currently have the sell right now on this here. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Brock, if you want to look at it, let me see. If you go to indicators, I just typed in order flow. It was this one here, OFA, order flow analysis. But I don't know. I can't say if it's a good indicator or not because it didn't really look like it. It's good as an indicator, like after it's already happened. It's too laggy. So like if you use it real time on the 1 minute, it doesn't really, it's not useful because if you look at it right here, it also repaints. So like this repaints too. So this was actually on the 2 previous candles and it repaints. So you can't even, it's not usable unless you have something else to tie it with. But yeah, the data is useful though, if you want to see how that aligns with it. Gosh, yeah. C6 said it gives data for let me check real quick. It does? I know. Let me see. Oh, it gives you like the direction per, gotcha. So like from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so this for this order flow analysis, it basically just shows you how many candles are like that go down. So this has been 17 candles, 20 candles, 13 candles. Yeah, so I guess this can be used like, I don't know. It can be used, you can use this in conjunction with my indicators, but I don't necessarily see a good use here. I mean, I think that the better indicator would be the high-low indicator because you can see more of a movement here. Because what happens is it counts the candles before, but it doesn't really show you what's going to happen next. But yeah, you guys can play around with it, see if you can find something that works well. I'm pretty sure you will. I just don't see any use for it for myself personally. All right, so there's nothing here running. The 5 minute here, what we're looking for right here, I know it's 8 o'clock, guys, so if you guys want to sign off, it's on you. I'll stay on with you guys for a little bit longer. I'm waiting for this 5 minutes to provide another buy signal. It looks like it could. So if we get a buy signal here, then we can look for buys here on the 1. Right now, we can't look for anything because we don't have a confluence between the higher time frames. We have the 10-minute here, which is still kind of bullish. It's more neutral right now, but we still have the buy signal. So if this pushes up right here and provides a buy signal, then this will push up as well. And then we can look for buys here on the 1. But at the moment specifically, there's nothing for us to take. Thanks, Natasha. Natasha said there's a pending sell on the 10-minute. Yeah, I just saw it right here, pending sell about a minute ago. If we shift to the sell side, then I'm probably just going to call it a day because there's too many red flags down here. So I know we were currently looking for a buy. The problem with this here, I'm going to take off the DOM because it's not useful right now. If price does drop below here, it's going to be an issue because we got all this down here. Thanks, Luzum. Yeah, Luzum said the best trading platform for order flow trading is Sierra Chart. That's what I heard too in the past. Let me check real quick. See this real quick. Yeah, Sierra Chart. I've heard of this. I mean, a lot of people talked about this before. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if this could even work on I don't know if this could work on my Mac. It looks like MC4, huh? Yeah, using Sierra Chart on Mac. Yeah, I'd have to use a thing. Unfortunately, I can't use this. Maybe for my next, I was thinking about buying another computer just to have like to run these other programs on. So unfortunately, I can't run Sierra on my Mac, which is all good. See, unfortunately, I can't use it. If you guys want to play with Sierra, I mean, you guys can. I'm not really much of an order flow trader, so it's not a big deal for me. I just use it for like confluences with the entries that I decide to take. So yeah, if you guys want to check out Sierra and you guys want to trade order flow, you can. I just can't use it on my own unless I like have a virtual system or something. But yeah, thanks, Luzum, for letting me know. It's the first time I actually looked at it. Okay, so price is dropping right here. We have the pending sell signal on the 10, which is perfectly fine. This candle has about 5 minutes left on it though, so it has a lot of time before the candle closes. This can easily just shift right back up within the next couple of minutes or so. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just hang around for a bit and we'll look for this to possibly close. But if this closes with the sell signal and we don't get an entry and it starts to shift back up, then I'm just going to call it a day. Unfortunately, today wasn't as smooth as I was hoping for. Yesterday was pretty choppy too. I mean, we stayed on for like an extra, I think, 30 minutes yesterday. So like, yeah, yesterday we took the trade and yeah, we stayed on until like 8:22 for this entry here. So I don't mind hanging out with you guys. And waiting for an entry. But if this here doesn't close, then it's a long way back up. So we're probably not going to have any entry from now until like 8:30. Which is like, it's basically gonna be the full cutoff for me. I typically don't trade after 8, but if I do trade after 8, I only trade until like 8:30 or maybe even 9 in some instances. We'll see. I mean, I would prefer this to close with the sell signal. We just have a lot of time left on it, 4 minutes. Let's see, Barack said he got something small. He's back to his weekly gain because last week he didn't trade much. Yeah, so Barack over here locked in a total profit of 1,856. Nice work, Barack. So not bad, solid profit for today. Kevin said it's rejecting off the 50 period moving average on the 30-minute time frame. Lots of traders put sell orders at moving averages. He likes to trade that too. He uses the moving averages to enter and exit trades all the time. Strategy works really well in prices trending. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Kevin. It's kind of similar with the pivots, right? So like the pivots as well, it kind of follows price and it's a little laggy. So when it does reject off these points, it kind of acts similar to like what you're applying, which I agree. I like trading that way too. And that's why I use the momentum to continue to trade in that direction when I do see that heavy trending market. Yeah, we didn't really have a heavy trend today. Price kind of went back and forth. We had a downtrend for a little bit. It swung up for an uptrend. And now we are back here on the downside. So we got about 3 minutes left on this candle for this candle to close. If this here closes, now we're going to be looking for sells. So we just got to wait for this. Our main focus is on the 10-minute here. I actually want this to close with the sell signal. Once it closes, we can start looking for sells here on the 1 because we have the confluence with the 10-minute sell bias, 5-minute sell bias, 1-minute sell entry. So it's just going to be a matter of patience here. Let's see. Patrick said, I took a loss, revenge traded another loss, but bounced back in blue. And that's key, Patrick. So like, here's the key thing, guys. If you guys lose trades, don't get too hung up on the losses. Focus on getting back, right? Without getting greedy and without over trading. So Patrick over here, he had a couple losses and then he bounced right back right after, like an hour later. So nice work right there, Patrick. Nice recovery. And that's the key thing, right? If you guys can't handle your emotions when you take a loss, then just call it a day, because it's better to just have one loss than to keep stacking up your losses. But if you're able to stay focused and, you know, reapply your trading plan to bounce back, then continue trading like what Patrick did here. Most people can't do this though. Like most people will take a loss and then they'll just revenge or trade their way to zero. So good thing that you bounced back, Patrick, but that's key there. You know, it's all about trade psychology. Like you guys could have the worst well, not the worst strategy. You guys can have the most mediocre strategy in the world, but as long as you stick to your game plan and you know it has a decent probability to be profitable, you'll be fine. It's all about trade psychology. Like for example, here, there were a lot of entries that came up here, but I didn't take any of them because they didn't line up with my trading plan. This right here, if this closes, then it's going to line up with my trading plan because I can start looking for sells, right? That's the main thing that I'm looking for. I could have taken a bunch of entries here on the 1, but since they didn't line up with my 5 and 10, that's why I didn't take them. But now that it's lining up, I can start looking for possible sells here. Damn, this thing's starting to dump like super heavy. So this has about a minute left on this candle. We'll see if it actually closes. If it does, then great. We'll start looking for, you know, sells from now until the next entry that comes up. But if not, then we got to be careful because it's probably going to retrace pretty hard. This 10-minute candle is huge. If you measure it, it's about 1,300 pips. So this is a huge 10-minute candle right here. 1,300 pips. Kip over here as well. Kip is now up 5,881 for the day. Nice work, Kip. Barack said he thinks he's good for the day. It's not trendy as he thought. Yeah, another profit here from Barack. He's currently at 4,010 for the day. Nice work, Barack. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much at your profit goal. You should probably just call it a day at this point. Douglas is actually asking, which prop firm are you guys using? I use FTMO, FF, and TFF. Yeah, so Douglas is asking which prop firm are we using? I use FTMO, TFF, and MFF. FTMO is like the most reliable, so that's the only one that I can recommend. I use MFF, but I don't really like them that much. You know, they have horrible execution time sometimes, and then same with TFF. I feel like MFF is laggy sometimes with execution. I think TFF is even worse. So But I mean, FTMO and MFF and TFF have paid me out, so they're all okay. It's just if you have maxed out your FTMO, I wouldn't go for anything else. I would just go for FTMO first, and then once you had max allocation, which is 400K. So I have 2 accounts here. For my MFF, 2 right there. I mean, for 2 FTMO, 2 FTMO, 3 MFF, and 1 TFF. So that's what I personally use. Yeah, Kevin said TFF sucks. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Kevin. All right, so we got the sell signal here on the 10-minute. So with this said, we have we're now looking for a sell. So we're looking for a retracement here on the 1-minute and looking for it to continue back down. So we're just basically waiting for this to swing up a little bit. So prices come down already, looking for the retracement and continuation back down. When we get that continuation back down right here, this is where we're going to look for the entry. It's 8:11 right now, so it's getting close to 8:30. I think 8:30 is like usually my cutoff, even after 8. But we'll see if we could find something along the way. Let's see. Question from Christian. Christian's asking if you have a 5K account, what would your lot size be for a trade? I mean, it depends on your broker, Christian. Which broker are you using? Because each broker is different. If you're using like Hugo's Way, they use standard lots, so you probably have to use like a 0.05 or even less. I'm not sure. I haven't used Hugo's Way in a while. I think Henko Trade uses like a mini lot, so you'd probably use like a 0.50. But again, I'm not sure. It depends on your broker. Each broker is different. So I mean, if you could provide your broker, I can maybe break it down for you. But each broker is different. Some use standard lots, some use micro lots, some use mini lots, some use nano lots. They're all different. For FTMO, I use 100 lot, which is equivalent to like one or 10 standard lots. So they're like a mini lot size broker. So I mean, it just depends on your broker. Or if you can just tell me how much it's worth per pip, on a 0.01, you can calculate it from there. I mean, realistically, if you look at, like, if you want to do the math, so if your account is 5,000, you want to risk about like maybe 2% max, right? If you're trading US30. So you want to be risking about $100 per trade. So whatever lot size it is, that will add up to your stop loss to $100. That's probably what you want to risk. I mean, if you want to risk a little more, you can do 5% or 3%. I wouldn't go anything higher than 3% though. So this is how much you should risk per trade. 150. This way it's impossible to blow your account. It's like literally impossible. If you're on FTMO, then you could lose 5% per day. So if you lose one trade and you're doing 3% risk, then you're still making decent profit, but you're also not going to, blow your account. So yeah, I mean, if you could provide that information, I can probably try to help you identify what your lot size should be, but I'm not sure which broker you're using. Let's see if there's anything else over here. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, CC. I was looking for footprints, which is basically the order flow that comes in. All right, so we don't have the retracement here. We do have a sell bias though. So the 10-minute here is bearish. You can see we have a sell signal. Price is below the pivots. The level 4 pivots on top. Trend meter is red. So we definitely have a sell bias here on the 10. Same with the 5. We have price below the pivots. The pivots are angling down. All the pivots are below the level 4 pivot right here. And the trend meter is red. So with that said, we have a strong sell bias across the 10-minute and 5-minute. Here on the 1-minute, we're now looking for retracement so that we can catch it on its way back down. So that's basically all we're looking for. We're waiting for this to swing up. So we get that swing up, we can't take any sells because we can't get a sell momentum until we have a buy momentum. So we have a sell signal here with the direction. We need a buy momentum to confirm the retracement. And the next sell signal on the way down is going to be our entry point. Christian's asking, yeah, the reason I'm asking is because mostly the lot size I see you guys posting is a 1 lot size. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the broker. I mean, if you look over here, so I can kind of see what people are doing. So for me personally, I'm on I have a 200K account, right, for FTMO. I'm using a 100 lot here, but this is equal to like a 10 lot. It's not really a 100 lot. It's a 10 lot on a mini lot size broker, and then maybe like a 1 lot on a standard lot size broker. So if you're using Hugo's way, this is equivalent to like a 1 lot. It's not a big lot size. It just looks like a big lot size because it's on a micro or mini lot size broker. I can't really tell exactly, but that's what they use here for FTMO. This is my FTMO account. This is my FTMO. This is my MFF. They use the same lot size. But if you guys look before, so on my Henko trade account, I haven't posted my Henko in a while. Okay, so my Henko trade account, you can see here I made like 42 bucks, right? My lot size on that trade account was like a 0.30. So it just depends on your broker, Christian. If you're using a standard lot size broker, this is a mini lot size broker. So I'm using a 30. This realistically, this isn't a 30. It's a 0.03 on a standard lot size. So it depends by broker. So I wouldn't base it off, lot size specifically. I would base it off like percentage of risk. And each trade I take, I only risk about like 1 to 2%. So I'm not risking a lot. Let's see. All right, so we don't have the retracement here, guys. It's 8:17. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I can try and help you with whatever you guys need help with. Otherwise, I'll wait for a little bit longer. It looks like the volatility's died down a little bit. This is why I don't trade after 8, because after 8 o'clock, the market kind of just slumps, and it's going to be slow until like 9, or 10. So if we don't see anything come up here in the next couple minutes, I'm probably just going to wrap it up. If you guys have any questions or want me to cover anything, put whatever questions you guys have in the chat. If you guys want me to analyze a Forex pair for you, just let me know, and I can analyze whatever pairs you guys want. If you guys want me to analyze any of these indices that you guys want, I can do that as well. My main goal here is to really help you guys out with whatever you guys need help with. But the market today's kind of been, not today, but just in general, it's kind of been all over the place. The thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that it is NFP. So this is normal. A lot of these weird back and forth movements, a lot of these like whipsaws, spikes in price, random spikes, is normal for these types of trading weeks. I don't think there's any other news here. We have another news event coming up here at 8:30. It's a low impact news for US 52 bill auction. It's not a high impact news event, but it is a news event nonetheless. Yeah, nothing here. Forex Factory. Yeah, I don't really see too much going on here. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll see if there's anything else here. Cameron posted some more profits. He's currently up 648 for the day. Nice work, Cameron. All wins, no losses. Solid consistency there. Yeah, I think Cameron sent me his win percentage so far. Let me check real quick. So you're doing pretty good, Cameron. Looking at, we messaged yesterday on Instagram. Yeah, so Cameron right now is currently up 17 wins and 3 losses for the month. So you're doing pretty good. You have another 3 wins there. So you have about 20 wins and 3 losses for the month. So you're doing pretty solid. Yeah, not bad. Let's see, Tasha over here said she took a few bad losses, but she made it right back. So yeah, nice recovery right here, Natasha. You're back up 745 for the day. So not bad at all right there. Solid profits. See Douglas over here. Yeah, no problem, Douglas, but I can help you with that. All right, so Kevin over here said do analysis on gold. He wants to see if it lines up with his. Okay, so I'll pull it up on here. Or let me just open another. XAUSD, right? So Kevin, are you doing this on the shorter time frame, or are you looking on the higher time frame? Because I'll analyze it on both just in case. So here on the higher time frame, I don't really see much going on. So I'm pretty sure you're probably talking about the lower time frames. Looking over here on the 4-hour, it's obviously bullish. So the daily here is bullish. Price is above the pivots. Pivots are angling up. All pivots are above the red pivot right here. Trend meter is green. This is bullish on the daily. On the 8-hour, it's also bullish. Price is above the pivots. Price is angling up. Trend meter is green. The only thing here is that we don't have a bullish momentum right now, right? We have a pending momentum here on the 8, which if it closes, it'll probably continue up. And here on the daily as well. We don't have a bullish momentum yet, but if it does close, it'll probably push up even higher. Looking over here on the shorter time frame, well, not really shorter, but the 4-hour, price is pretty much just ranging right now. So we really don't have much of a direction at the moment on the higher time frames. But I mean, yeah, eventually if it does swing up, it'll follow on the 4-hour. So if the 8-hour over here pushes up, the 4-hour will likely push up as well. But it's really just ranging. So this is the higher time frame analysis. Looking over here on the shorter time frame. Yeah, so looking over here on the shorter time frame, it's pretty bearish right now. So I mean, the higher time frame, you're not really gonna get much direction, but here on the shorter time frame, it's pretty bearish. Looking at price right now, it's currently below the pivots. The pivots here haven't confirmed yet, you know, the confirmation of the drop, but it looks like it can continue. The trend meter is red. Pivots here are starting to angle to the downside. It's showing a crossover. So this here is currently neutral on the 10-minute, but it is shifting to the downside. 5-minute over here, it's also doing the same thing. Price is below the pivots. You can see the pivots here are starting to cross over. So once this pivot here, this red one, becomes on top of all of them, same with the 10-minute here, it's going to confirm that it's in a strong downtrend. Trend meter down here is also red. So just looking at this in general, it does look like it's in a bearish bias. Looking at this one right here. So if you took the early entry here on the 1-minute, you can see that it lines up with the bearish bias here. The sell signal came up here, sell signal came up here. This is the same strategy we're applying on US30 that can be applied on gold. If you took the sell entry right there, you could have gotten an early entry. It would have been super risky, but it still would have hit. It's the same analysis here that I have for US30. So basically, since we have a sell bias on the 5, sell bias on the 10, what I'm looking for here on the 1 is I'm looking for a retracement. So I'm basically looking for price to retrace up and continue back down. Exactly what I'm looking for here on the US30. So pretty much same setup. I mean, it looks like it's moving pretty similar as well, but the only problem here is that price is just going sideways, right? It's starting to consolidate right here. It's kind of a dead period for the whole market. Like this is why I typically don't trade after 8, because you get this dead period and there's no point. You're literally wasting time on the chart for like a good 2 hours until market picks back up. So yeah, I don't really see too much movement here. Back on the 1-minute, we have the retracement candle here. So I'll see if this comes back down, but I have the same setup here for gold as well. So basically what I'd be looking for here is a buy signal to come up to confirm the retracement, which we do right here, pending buy signal. And then when it comes back down, that's where I would just swoop in for a nice little move. I don't know what the TP stop loss would be because I don't really trade this at all. But if you were to do basically, you know, what we've been doing for US30, I mean, it could be a pretty nice move there, a little scalp. Just a little safety net, but if it comes back down, looks like it can play out there. All right, back to US30 over here. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So he did a top-down analysis, but he trades on the 1-minute. He's been taking sells. Looks like entry for a sell at 1756. Yeah, no, it looks good, Kevin. So my analysis here for gold lines up with yours. I mean, you're looking for a sell. I'm looking for the retracement here, and then continuation back down. So yeah, yours actually lines up exactly with what I'm looking at. So your entry is at 1756. It's kind of high. Your entry is a lot higher. Or I think you're already in it, right? Okay, so you take an entry at 1756 and you're holding it till 1748. Oh yeah, no, you're solid. As long as this holds, so if you like look over here on the higher time frames, as long as these time frames hold, then I think it'll drop further. So I think you should be good. Okay, so we're looking for a sell signal here on the 1 minute. Yeah, no problem, Kevin. Some more profits here from Kip. Kip's currently up 9,497, killing it. Damn, Kip's on fire over here, he's catching all the swings up. So he watches as it swings up, hops back down, and then rides it down lower. I can tell. I'm pretty sure Kevin probably took a pretty solid lot size on that gold trade too, because he got in from like way up here. So he's down. I mean, he's caught a lot of pips from there. 500 pips. Pretty big move. Yeah, you know, I always thought about trading gold, but I know US30 is my bread, but I got to figure out like what the lot sizes are for these other assets. Because technically we could trade like pretty much everything. We can trade US30, NASDAQ, and gold. The strategy works across all assets. Realistically, it works for everything. David's asking, can't seem to get his trend meter to look like yours. Maybe we can go over it. Yeah, sure, David. Or David already signed off, but that's it. All right, Maddie. I just saw your messages up there. All right, Brock, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so I'll just hang out for a little bit longer, guys. We'll see if we get a sell signal here. If we don't, then we'll just call it a day, because we don't really see much movement happening here anyways. Market's kind of flat. Last thing I want to do is hold on to a trade too late into the session. So we'll watch to see if there's anything that comes up here. Got about 20 seconds left on this candle here. All right, Maddie, I'll see you tomorrow. So just an FYI, guys, today I'm having a one-on-one mentoring session with David. So if you guys want to hop onto that session, the session is going to be today at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, if you guys want to hop on, I'll be on. I'll send the link out to you guys if you guys want to sit in on it. There was a pending sell signal here, didn't close. We have another one here that's starting to run, but we'll see if it actually closes. But yeah, after this session, I'll be gone for a little bit. I'll be back again at 2 p.m. for the mentoring session with David. So just an FYI, if you guys want to sit in on it. I'm not going to be answering questions for the public, but I will be having a one-on-one with David. So he's probably going to have a lot of similar questions that you guys have, or questions that you guys didn't even think of. So it'll all be recorded and posted to the YouTube if you guys want to rewatch it later. It'll be live at 2 o'clock. All right, I'm going to wait for this candle here. If this candle doesn't close, I'm just going to wrap it up. It's already 8:30. We got about 10 seconds left on here. Let me check the DOM real quick. See a couple of sell orders. I see a lot of sell orders coming in actually. So it looks like this might hold. You got to wait for the candle to actually close though. So just keep that in mind, guys. Nope. It did not close. Wait for one more here. If this doesn't close, then I'm just going to wrap it up. Price is ranging and in consolidation right here. So it's not really a good time to take entries anyways. It's trying to consolidate right here. So it's not exactly the best time to make entries. I'm looking over here at order flow though to see if this continues to drop lower. I see a lot of sell orders coming in, so this might drop low further. Got about 30 seconds left on this candle. 20 seconds. I do see a lot of sell orders flooding in, but I don't think it's enough to hold it down. There's a lot of buy orders coming in too. All right, so it's an invalid signal. I mean, if you hopped in right there, you could have, it would have like blasted right through your TP. I personally like looking for a valid signal though. So looking over at the momentum strategy. I should change the requirements because I do personally look for only, a valid momentum signal. This is invalid. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Unfortunately, there was no other entries today aside from the one that we took during the breakout. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we will well, I'll be back for the mentoring session later. So about 2 o'clock, I'll send David the Zoom link, and then I'll send out the YouTube link so you guys can sit in. I'll leave the chat open, so if you guys want to hop in and ask questions, you guys are more than welcome. But this is going to be a one-on-one session with David. So I'll just answer his questions. I'll look to the chat to see if you guys have anything to add on to it. If not, then you guys are more than welcome to just sit in and listen to whatever questions David has. So, all right, guys, other than that, I'll see you guys back here in about 5 or 6 hours. Unfortunately, the market is kind of dead right now, so I'd probably just sit out. There's no point in risking your account today. Just come back tomorrow when the market is back and fresh. I think tomorrow it'll be a lot busier. The reason for that is because we have a lot of news tomorrow. We had no news, not really much news today and yesterday, but tomorrow we have big news. We have pre-market ADP non-farm employment change. We have prelim GDP. We have goods trade balance, prelim GDP, prelim home sale, Chicago PMI, JOLTS job openings. This is a big one. It's going to indicate how many jobs are open right now for the previous month, pending home sales from the previous month, crude oil inventories, and then it's going to be Fed day. So we have Powell speaking at 10:30. So tomorrow's going to be pretty big with regard to news events. This is going to kickstart the week. Or I mean, not kickstart it, but it's going to kick it into full gear because it's been pretty slow today and yesterday. Tomorrow is going to be the real movement. And then Thursday, some more unemployment claims. And then Friday, of course, NFP. So it's all right, guys. You know, I recommend you guys just protect your capital until tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. But if you guys don't need to trade, just sit it out. I'm going to sit it out myself. So see you guys here in a couple hours. Otherwise, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out.